Hey there, lads and lasses. This here, of course, is Thunderhand64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States here on a Wednesday evening. It is, good lord, it is 8:15 in the evening here, Pacific Standard Time. That can only mean that it's time for some Generations Minecraft server. So, I'd like to start off by welcoming in Armageddon's Fire, our friend from down under there. Go to Arvo, everyone. And of course, number one son, Biggity. Hey son, how's it going? So I had to start very, very late with our stream today. Many of you are probably aware that there was a big Microsoft server disruption today throughout the entire internet. Minecraft was affected, so we weren't able to access Minecraft for, I don't know. I think Dora's message came up late last night, maybe? So I'm just going to say 12 hours easily. But yeah, I was hoping it would be resolved by in time to stream this afternoon, but it wasn't. So I went about my business. And then as soon as I got home with Kachi, then I figured, all right, well, it's pretty late at night, but what the heck, we'll try a stream anyway. So with that being said, I think we should log on and get right to it. Let's swap over to the display scene. There it is. Okay, everything looks good. Make some adjustments here. And yes, so today we're back on the survival world, and we're sketching out the shape of the upper floor here on the Chamber of Commerce here. And I think we've got a pretty decent looking shape here. We'll take a ride about on Gaston G over here, and we'll have ourselves, we'll survey the situation. But I think we're going to need to do some sleeping first. There it is. Nice. All right, yeah, let's head on upstairs. We'll hop aboard Gaston, and we'll take a look. Try to refresh our memory here. Done and done. And actually, you know, before I get too far along in that, I should do this. Let me make certain... This is what I want to do. I want to come on over to here. There we go. All right. Okay, everything looks cool. All right. So let's get Gaston down here. Let's go, buddy. There you are. Come on. One of the things I really, really need to do is build a little docking station up here. Come on, pal, back up. That's what we need. Then come on down. There you go. You know, we should be able to reach that lead from here. I mean, I can reach the fence post. Ugh. Yeah, don't try to run away. Just there. Okay, we got our lead. Okay, let's take a look around at what we're gonna do here. All right, so we're trying to get some good shapes here for this room, and we decided to go with 2 intersecting elliptical prisms. So we have one in this axis here like this. And then we came up with another one in this axis right here. And then up above, we're going to have our Byzantine dome up here. So cylinder, a cylinder about this high. And it's a little eccentric. It has a little bit of eccentricity in it. Because it's odd in that direction and it's even in this direction, so it's maybe about 1 block off, I think. And it's not really off, it's just we wanted it to be cylindrically shaped as much as possible, but you know, with a little slight ellipse to it. And then, you know, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do here on the ends. I have these 2 columns that come up on the side. One's a bubble vader. I'm not really sure what to do with this one here, but somehow I have to integrate how this end terminates over this. And what I was thinking of doing is just making an overhang. But I don't think I want an overhang in this axis. So I was thinking a sort of a diagonal, like a slice in the plane, like extend this out and then have it come out, something like that maybe. But I don't know. We'll have to fool around. So I'm sketching the whole thing in with dirt, and then when I get all the shapes I want and stuff like that, then I'll consider, you know, starting to pick out block palettes and more detailed design and stuff like that. What I think we can do today is we can put the dome on top. That should be a pretty easy thing to do. Should be. Should be. Now we can do this in 2 different ways. I think I'm just going to go to plots and make a half of an ellipsoid. And then we'll just fool around with the dimensions of it and see what we can dial in. I think I'm going to only have it extend maybe 1 block out from the cylinder. I think that'll be enough. So we can actually kind of sketch that in right now. We can just do something like this. Building a Gastaback. But, you know, not really the easiest thing to do here, but I mean, sometimes it's worth it. Most of the times it's not. Part of the reason why is you can't, like, place blocks down below you because the Gast gets in the way. There we go. Hawk. No. Not there, please. Okay, so I mean that's just rough. But it'll give us an idea. So let's remove these internal pieces. By the way, today I listened to, for the first time, Wolfgang Van Halen's album. His Mammoth album, The End. It is incredible. Kachi and I were listening to some of the tracks on the ride home today. It's just amazing. Okay, so already I'm liking this. Now you can imagine like a dome coming up off of this, and I don't want the dome to be too tall. So it's going to be a little difficult picking the height of it. But let's try it out. And I'm going to, on a different display, on one of my other displays, because I have so many displays. Right, Biggie? I'm going to head on over to the plots and see if I can get it to render in a nice ellipsoid. So we'll go check that out. And I've put the link to plots in our public Discord. Ellipsoid, here we go. All right, let's get some dimensions here. So we've got E, San, Su, Leo, G, Ba. Okay, so that looks like maybe 8 of these across. Yes, 8, and then times 2 is 16. So 16 in one axis. Okay, so that must be height. Yeah, here we go. We've got 16 in one axis. Should be 17 in the other axis, but let's make 100% certain. So E, San, Su, Leo, G, Ba. So that would be 16 is 16, and then the 1 in the middle. Right. 8 and 8, 16, 1 in the middle would make 17. So let's bring that in. Like that. Okay, and then let's just try to estimate in a height here. Because again, you know, I don't want it to be too tall. Maybe as tall as this lower section. So let's see what we have for a... Yeah, so 5 high. Well, that's just a mess. Let me see, times 2 would be 10. Okay, this is interesting. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. All right, so if I make it 10 tall, that's this one. Five. Okay. All right, well, let's do the sleeping thing. Let's do that, and then I'll see about dialing this in. Let's sleep off this rain, shall we? Much better. Please. See, that's already looking pretty cool. All right, so let's make certain that we have... Oh my god. Oh, and I have no arrows. What happened to my arrows? Why do I have no arrows? I was probably organizing my inventory and I took the arrows out. Ugh. Let's go upstairs and see. You know, I really just need one. Well, do I have any in these junk chests down here? Because I'm always trying to clean up these chest monsters that are laying around. No, but you know where I can get some that would be faster than anything else? We have a mob farm that's just full of arrows. I wonder if I purged them all, though. I may have. No, there's some right here. That's good enough. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Are you still there, Mr. Creepy? I think he just despawned. Despawned. Yeah, okay, he should be good. All right, let's get back up topside. Let's place ourselves some blocks, shall we? All right, let's see if this corresponds now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on one edge. Should be 4 on the other edge. No, it's not. That's interesting. Go. You need a 16 and one is 17, so it's definitely 17 blocks across. In this axis. And it's 16 in that axis. So I didn't miscount. It could be that this ring doesn't quite correspond with that down below, which is, you know, it's okay. So on the even side, I would have 6 now. And, you know, I would just fill that in, right? On the even side, I would have 6. And then on the odd sides, I would have 5. Right, and then it would just be a matter of, you know, filling in the corners here. I do like it to be a little different, though. That is kind of cool. Where it's not, it doesn't completely match up with the cylinder below. That's a kind of cool thing. Let me see. So this side has 6, right? And then merging over to the 5 side. 1, 2, 3, and then 2. 1, 2, 3, and then 2. Just like that, as a matter of fact. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, like that. So it's going to do that, and it'll have that space right there, but I mean, it's got its own kind of symmetry there. 2 there with these, and 2 there with that. All right, that looks good. All right, so that would be ring number... 5, I think. All right, so that's, let me see, E, R, Sun, Z, ooh. Okay, so this top half would start at Leo, Chi. Okay, that's a repeat mostly. So let me see, that would be another 6 like this. Like this. And then this would stagger something like that. And then this would be 5 right across here. 2 like this. E, and then Sun like that. Liu like this. Then that would do something like that. We get E, and E like this. Like this. We would get that, and then that. I think that's how that part would go. Now we've got these little spaces here in the corner, but we can fill those in later. Let's go to the next one. All right, so now we need to move in by a block. See, on these sides, it looks like E, Sun, Z, ooh. That there, and let's just do this symmetrically. Ah, please. Thunder. If you could, like, just not do that again. Whatever. Where was I? I was over here, right? E, Sun, Z. Like this. And then let me see, on these sides that had 6, now they have 4. Like that. And then I think we can just build this right out from here. This would go like this, according to my guide. And then it looks like it would go something like that. And then that. And that, and then that. Okay, that's okay. Looking good. Okay, we've got that. 3. Ooh, no. Just the 2 like this. And then the 1 something like that. Okay, that's good. Then we just have to mirror. So on this side, we go 1, 2, 4 like that. Okay, looking good. And then this side kicks out like that and like this. Right. Right. And right. Okay. Then on this side, Sun. Like that. Like this. Okay. All right, so that's that layer next. All right, it's kind of relaxing to be able to just follow a guide for a change. And that way I don't have to think too hard. For a sec, I thought you were on BC. What? No, it's still Wednesday. It's late on Wednesday, but Buffooncraft streams are on Fridays. We have a lot of very, very cool things happening on Buffooncraft right now. We've added a new member. So Dora Splora is now a member of Buffooncraft. So very, very, very cool. And she just hit the ground running, immediately just started building like a mad woman in true buffoon fashion. Also, we have the Lucky Block Redeem is still running for the entire month of October. It is only running, though, during the Buffooncraft streams. Like right now, you can't access it, not on my stream. But on any Buffoon streams, when they're streaming Buffooncraft, you can redeem a Lucky Block for that Buffoon or whichever Buffoon happens to be on the server at the time. Then we go running off to the arena where we place us and break said Lucky Block, and then whatever happens, happens. Now, Nova says he's tweaked the Lucky Blocks to make them a little more interesting. So we'll have to see how that goes. And also, we have some updates on the ongoing Buffooncraft event, the mystery with the Mirror Drust world and all of that. There have been some updates to that. So on Friday, we'll probably go check that out a little bit too. So. All right, next to Leon. All right, next layer we'll go in and wow, this looks kind of weird. But I think we can handle it. All right, so we can go like that. All right, let's take it like this. Okay, so we do have that. Right, okay, and then okay. And then this side should have, let me see, 5? All right. Oh my God, we're out of dirt. Just take a moment and rewind that, maybe clip it, and you can sit there and admire the grace at which I just glided on down into here. Are we out of dirt? Do we need more dirt? All right, I guess we're going to have to go down to the hole and get some more dirt. Fuck. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking I should bring a whole shulker of dirt up. One of these is empty. This one, yeah. Because we're going to sketch this whole thing out in dirt, so we may as well bring some more up. One thing I want to check is sometimes I remember I have a whole bunch of chests over here. I don't know if they have any dirt in them or not. They have... It was left over from the Ocean Monument build. Maybe there's some dirt over here. chest monster management has been an ongoing theme here in Generations in the survival world. I mean, I have some mycelium here, but the last thing I want is a mycelium roof on that thing. I don't know, does that look like it's too top heavy in this direction? Maybe, right? Maybe a little bit. What I'm thinking is maybe off the back when we build the dock here, off the back, we may have some sort of back feature that comes off of this. Because it looks great from every other angle, but I don't know, I am getting the feeling that it does look a little wonky from the side. Maybe like the tower on top is a little too wide. Is that it? Maybe the Byzantine dome on top is a little too wide. Because it's going to be like that. Maybe it's too big, right? Anyways, it won't take that much to finish it out in dirt. So let's go get some of that. And we'll sketch it out, and then we'll take a look at it. But I think the dome might be a little too big. Let's see if I can find some dirt. Oof. All right. I think you guys know what I'm doing here. And I think you know why. There we go. Oh, thank God. Okay. Right, there's some coarse dirt. I'll just check these. Now, not only do I have a humiliating chest monster in what's supposed to be my storage area, but now I have a shulker monster right next to it. I mean, how low can you go, Thunder? Really? Here we go. Precious dirt. Granite. Fuck. Oh, yeah. Check it, people. Check it. Okay, let's do this. So, spent the entire day in Disney yesterday. Well, I wouldn't say the entire day, but a good portion of it. Because it was the anniversary of Mrs. Thunderhand and my wedding anniversary. Yesterday. 25 years, people. So we spent the afternoon, part of the morning and a good deal of the afternoon, at her favorite place. I couldn't stay the entire time with her because I had to bring Kachi to school, meet her there, and then leave there and go pick up Kachi and bring him to his orchestra, and then bring him home from there. And then Mrs. Thunderhand stayed there to watch the parade and the show, the Halloween show and stuff, and then she came home in the evening. We are both extremely exhausted from that. Because we're in a peculiar time of the year right now here in Southern California. The evenings and the mornings are cool and overcast and with a lot of moisture in the air. It's really, really nice. And but the afternoons are so hot. They're like, we have heat stroke warnings and everything in the afternoon. So you head out in the morning and you think, okay, it's going to get a little warm in the afternoon, but it'll be fine. It'll be because the mornings are very comfortable. And then it gets around like 11 a.m. and you realize, oh my God, I'm in so much trouble. Congratulations. Thank you, Arma. Thank you. I don't think we have any more dirt. I think we're fine. But we should have enough for the stream today anyway. It's a strange thought that I may actually have to go and gather some dirt on Generations. My word. I mean, I have some over in the mud farm here, I think. No, I stole all of this. No, I do have a little bit. Okay. But there are some chests here, too, that I have where I stored all the stuff I mined from this area. So, but this is mostly stone and stuff like that. I doubt there's going to be any dirt in any of these. Man, these chests have been here forever, my friends. Forever. Biggie was still in elementary school when I dug this thing out. Yeah. Okay, well, we have enough for the stream. We're good. And time to do a little bit of sleeping. Snooze complete. We have dirt, people. We have... I know I have double chests of dirt. Just tons of it stacked around somewhere. Oh, look at this. Squatters, eh? I'm seeing if I could... Dang, I was hoping I could knock him right into that hole, but now that I look, there's a block above it blocking him. A block is blocking. It's literally doing its thing. The thing for which it was named. So unintentionally. Anyways, off of that. Okay, let's do this. Oh, where was I? Here. Like that. Okay, and then I think I was just doing that kind of a thing. Like that. And then I was doing this. Right. Okay. Sure. Okay, and that's how those merge together. Okay, I got it. All right, so that's the first strip of 4. Here's the second strip of 4. E, R, 7, 6. Okay, got it. Like that. And then there's that and this. Okay. All right, and then it should be capped off now with this layer. You know, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to like this. Like that. Gastone over there. Hey, buddy. Right here. Okay, so on the sides that have 2, these branch out to make 4. Like that. And then on the sides that have 3, those branch out to make 5. So that means center like that. And then we just fill it in. I don't know about this. Yeah. It's not very dome-like. I think it needs to be taller. But I also think the diameter of the dome needs to be less. Because I'm looking at it from the side and it is just way too top heavy. Yeah, I think the dome is way too big. But I mean, this is one of those things where I can't really, I can't really envision it strongly enough without sketching it in first, right? So, oh, for God's sake, Thunder, this one. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's just too big. So I'm thinking what we do is we judge it from that side view and we get a rough diameter of it from there, because this is way too large. I mean, I do like the shape of it, and I like the idea of it, right? I like having the Byzantine dome with the column, with the dome on top, right in the center here. That's a good idea. Now it's just a matter of getting the sides of it proportioned in a pleasing and satisfying way. So... I tell you, I really am looking forward to Friday's Buffooncraft stream. We're doing so many cool things on there, and there's so many new aspects that have really breathed life back into the server, because it's been a long season, and which is not at all a complaint, but you get periods of inactivity in a long season like that. So it's really cool to shake things up with, it's cool that Halloween came along, and that Lone Star in particular, really lit a fire for the Halloween Lucky Block, and advocated for its deployment. We were considering doing something else for Halloween this year, but we just ran out of time. And so in lieu of nothing else, or not having anything else ready to replace it with, Lone pleaded for the Lucky Block, and we got that back. And so that really jump-started a lot of activity on the server. So that was a really cool move. And then I believe it was Nebula who started to kick off the requests for Dora. And honestly, I think, we've had our eye on Dora for a long time. But We usually wait till the beginning of a new season before we add people, but I think this being a really long season, I think getting to the halfway point is a good idea to bring a new buffoon in. Again, to help, revitalize the server and stuff. I think it's a really cool idea. Let's do something like this. I just want to see how many blocks across. About maybe 5 across there. About 5 wide, right? That's the width that we want to try to. And then with this one. And I'm just sketching here right now. We'll do the measuring and get it circular looking and do all that stuff, but for the moment, let's focus on this. I did sort of like the height of it, although I thought the dome itself could have been a bit taller. The dome section, but the cylindrical section I liked. So we'll see if we can hang on to that. Now this is quite rectangular, but we'll tweak it a little bit. But for right now, let's just make this rectangle so we can take a look at the proportions of its length to its width. I think I can hear skeletons dying somewhere. All right. Yeah, see? I'm thinking this is a little bit better. Maybe it could be a little bit bigger than that. And how about in this direction? This direction, it's about the same, right? All right, we'll do the sleeping, but I'm thinking in this axis I can make it a little wider. We'll try to increase it by 1 block and we'll see what that looks like. But then we have to remember that the dome is going to be 1 block wider than the cylinder upon which it sits. So, hey dude, hey Arma. Welcome on in, the mighty, the one and only Waylander Tone. There should be an auto shout out up there for him. There it is. I even typed buffoon correctly that time. Let me see. Last streamed Zero Escape. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that stream actually. I think we can increase the width of this a little bit. By about maybe 1 block. It is. Let me see. E, er, san, zi, u, liu, chi, ba. It's 8 long in E. Okay, so it's 5. So it would be about 8 by 7. Lock hands, please. And then we'll extend this side by 1. And then we'll fly off. We'll have a look at it. Okay, it is getting a little chonky. I didn't want to be quite this low. I wanted to land right on top of that mushroom. Thunder, please. Please. If you could just... You were doing such a great job flying. With poise and grace. There we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. If you look at the side here, the top dome part will then extend over by a block on each side and it'll head up a little bit. I think that's good. I think that's a good proportion. So, Tone, you're up very early. Okay, so we need to make a circle here that's going to be, or I should say an ellipse. That's going to be, let me see, I think it's 7 by 8, right? Yeah, 7 by 8. So let's do that first. Let me see. Yeah, all right, let's level this, and then we'll make the 7 by 8 dome. The thing is, where the dimensions are on the smaller side, it's going to look less cylindrical. But sometimes, materials and texturing can help with that. I'm not particularly too good at that, but sometimes I can pull that off. I'll just look at a couple of Princess Nebula builds, a couple of Supernova Relic builds. Let's see. All right, so the center is kind of like, All right, so that being said, we have got what? Something like this, and then in this direction, right, wide. Oh, and this side has to be 4 wide, 5 wide. That is really narrow. So let me think here. It has to be 3 there. Two, 3 like this, that, and then 1, 2 like this. 3 over here like that. Okay, it should be something like this. Good. Good. Okay. So let me see. Let's hollow this out. Great. So it should be good. Got that axis is good, and then in this axis. This is a little odd though. Yeah, this is a little bit odd. It's too short in this axis. There we go. Okay, that's good. And then on this side. Good. All right, these are the dimensions that we're supposed to have. So let's go like this. We'll build it up, and then we'll fly out again. We'll have another look. Okay, that should do it. Okay, see, yeah, that's better. Now you can imagine the dome will stick out by about maybe one block and go about maybe that high, if you can see where my cursor is, and then come down here. I think that's better. Yeah. Now from street level. Yeah, from street level, see, the dome will come up and you can just barely make out the dome from the street. That's good. That's good. I think we're going to come up with something satisfying. Which is always a good thing. All right, now let's go place the dome atop this. All right, so let me see. Let's go back. All right. Oh, wait. I think I know what's going on here. Okay, so let's get the... Uh-oh. The smallest we can go is 8 by 8. Oh, but hey, we're good. We're good because we need to go 2 blocks bigger. That's right. So if we're 8 by 7, we need to actually go 10 by 9. Wow, we at the halfway point right now? Let me take a look. Yes, we are. Good heavens. Okay, we need to take an ad break, and then we'll run ads for about 3 minutes, and we will be right back. Hey there. And we're back. Okay, I'm going to show the other display here for a moment. Let's see, which one? That one. Okay, so now our dome is really small, so trying to get good resolution out of this is going to be difficult. But this is a 7 by 8 ellipse, and then height-wise, I made it to be 14. That way, since we're only going to use half of it because it's a dome, we can have half of it would be 7 blocks high. That's what I'm trying to get at. And then, so you can see where there's a slider down here. Maybe I can... Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just shut off the webcam for a moment. Thundercat. There it is. Okay, down below here, if you can see where my cursor is, we have this bottom slider. So you can see that's set for the height, or the vertical axis, and then you have one horizontal axis, which I said 7 by 8, but it extends a block on either side, so that's going to make it 10 by 9, right? And then this down here is what's is almost like resolution, like accuracy. So this is the lowest resolution here, and as we increase it, it gets more and more accurate. But let's do this. That has an accuracy level of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And 6 is as high as it goes. So it's trying its best to approximate a dome with this many blocks in this kind of configuration. So I think 1 looks the best. Now you can imagine it's going to be half of this, right? So Leo cheat. So it's going to be about this much from here all the way up. I don't know if that's going to look very dome-like. Probably not. But let's build it and let's see what it looks like. We'll sketch it in with the dirt and we'll see what it looks like. Let's see, let's turn that display off. Back to this display. And the cool thing is, you know, there's a slider on the far right. And it will slice it layer by layer so you can build it easily. There we go. God, it's time to sleep again. Hawk. No, we're not going to sleep in the boat, Thunder, please. And sleeping complete. All right, let's go over to here on the 3 side. Our first layer is going to look like this. Like that. Okay, and then we're going to have something like that. And then something like that. And then on this side, we should have this. And it's just an analog over here of that. Like this. Okay, and that's the first ring. And then I think the second is just a copy of the first. Yep, pretty much. Not pretty much. It's exactly. It is a copy of the first. All right, well, that wasn't that difficult. But hold on, there's more. Wow, and yet another one. Already I have concerns about this being a little too lopsided, top heavy, but let's just sketch it in. We'll see what happens. All right, and then we step it in by one. Yep, that looks good. This one's pretty straightforward. Let me see. Yeah, that should be doing that. Good. Good. Okay, so that completes that layer. Then a duplicate of this. Okay, now we need to step it in by one. Okay, so it's got this feature here. That's going to make things a little easier. Okay, we have that. Coming into the home stretch. And then it's just a matter of closing it up. Like so. And then, we may put some sort of spire on top of this, but not bad. See what it looks like from the side. Yeah, that's better. That's better. All right, well, proportions-wise, I feel like we nailed it. I just think when we decorate it, it's going to look better. Block palettes, if we need to smooth it out a little more, we can use some stairs and some slabs to try to get a little bit better resolution on it. But yeah, I feel like that's going to do it. Groovy. Now let's take in the effect from down below. I'm sure I'm going to try to put in a good deal of glass here in one way or another. That's cool. All right. I mean, it looks kind of weird from the inside. It's very square looking from the inside, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm sure when we decorate it with, when we apply a block palette to it and some different block shapes, stairs, slabs, and stuff, we can get better shapes out of some of this stuff. But the other thing I like about this is even though we've maintained a nice spacious area here, this isn't too overwhelming up here. I think I'm out of rockets. I don't think I have any left. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm doing good. This is Generations after all. I think this is going to be good. We've been flying about, but let's start to take this in from ground level here. We'll post for a thumbnail while we're at it. There we go. Right about there. This looks good from down here, I feel. I'm getting the shapes that I wanted. That's a little flat looking from down here, but it's not too bad. Again, when we apply the block palette to it, I think it'll look okay. I'm liking the way this looks. Then this with the dome. Yeah, I'm digging it. If we put a feature on top of this now, that's going to extend upward a little bit, some sort of flagpole, antenna, something like that. I think we're in business. Yeah, I think we can do it. I think that's going to look good. Now, I'm kind of reluctant. I want to sketch in some shapes for the ends here. And I really need to figure out something to do here. I kind of like the idea of this. Well, let's do the sleeping thing. Let's get that out of the way, shall we? Formalities. Formalities. Done. Okay, I do like the idea, on the one hand, of this sort of being like a hangar door open up here. But then inside there's going to be like features in here, like rooms and stuff for the villagers. There'll be their beds. I'm thinking of taking out the glass here, right? They are going to need a little bit of privacy, but it's also kind of cool to have, you know, I'm going to maintain this glass here and here. I really like the idea of coming back out through here and being able to see the open sea here. That's really nice. But something here on either end, like I said, like I was saying, you know, this will be closed in some sort of fashion. I sort of like the idea of this being open, but I don't know. It just doesn't like really make sense. I need some way to, I feel like, to at least fly in on Elytra, but I would also like to be able to fly in on the Ghast and just park him here. So I'm thinking maybe right to the ends here, this would be some sort of landing bay area. Maybe? So I was thinking on making some sort of wallish kind of thing here and extending this out over. But what I might do instead is make a wall here with this being a landing. I just thought of that. That might be a cool thing to do. With some sort of feature here. Yeah. Yeah. We might do that. See, I do like the hangar door kind of thing. Really cool. Like I did that over here in the Guardian farm. Man, that apiary island is so beautiful. Look at this place. This is a really sweet build. I'm very, very pleased with how this came out. So much work into that. But why I was over here was kind of like having this hangar door here and just flying into the Guardian farm is such a cool thing. This build is just, it's one of my favorite builds. I wonder if I can fly Gaston into there. I think I can. I can definitely fly him into here, though. But, you know, I really like preserving the aerial theme, especially now that we have the Happy Ghast. And he'll spawn in a minute there. There he goes. He'll render in. But see, I like being able to fly in like this. But also, I like this. Where did that lead disappear to? Did it go in the water? I hope not. I think it did. How annoying. I guess I should swim down and go get it. Did it go over the side? Maybe. Oh, there it is. If I do this right, I may be able to just pluck it right off the top of the water. Got it. Okay. Let's go, buddy. That's cool, yeah. If I leave this a ledge here, we can just park right here. This is cool. This still gives plenty of room for our villagers in here. And then yeah, so maybe we can wall this part up. I like the idea of that. So we'll sketch a wall in there with dirt and we'll just see what it looks like. And we'll put some features in there and stuff. And then we have to figure out how we're going to deal with these two columns on the sides. But I also want to fly over to the Guardian Farm too, because I'm just curious, you know, accessing it with the Happy Ghast. One thing about the Happy Ghast is it is incredibly slow. But it's great for when you're panning around and doing camera shots. Like I think my favorite use of it is as a sky cam. So this thing at night is particularly beautiful because I did some really cool lighting effects with this. The lighting effects that I deployed in this build came out particularly well. I got pretty lucky with my intuition. Can I fit in here? How far down? How low can you go, Gaston? You can go this low. I think we can get in through this side, but not through the other side. Yeah, I don't think we can make it through here. What do you think, buddy? Can you do it? Hey, nicely done. It's Happy Ghast friendly. What do you know? I just did want to take a moment. I may have done this when we first made Happy Gaston here. I may have panned around some of the builds here, but this is really nice. I'm so pleased with the way this came out, and it's just a humble bumblebee farm, bumblebees. But I'm just so pleased with the way this thing came out. I mean, it certainly took a while to do, but I was on another level when I was building this. And so, again, the intention is to take one of each of these little islets and making some sort of farm or feature on each one of these. And kind of breaking up things at Mushroom Island Central, so we just get out and around the server a little bit more. In our forever world. I guess that's become a thing now. Some of us were doing forever worlds before it was cool. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's head on back. This is cool because we should be able to see the top of the Chamber of Commerce render in above the hotel. Yeah, here it comes. Yeah. Oh, I say it every time I log on to this server, but I do love this map. I do love this place. Home sweet home. So nice. Yeah, okay, so now that this thing is coming into view here, yeah, this is pretty cool. All right. And again, the shape looks really, really blocky. But like I said, when we put in the features in this, it's probably going to look a lot better. We're just sketching with the dirt right now. So just getting proportions and rough shapes. Stay, boy. I have no choice. I'm tied with a lead. There we go. How am I doing for time? It looks like we have about 8 minutes left of the stream. No. Wait. 13 minutes left of the stream. Oh, but I did start a little bit later, though, right? I didn't start quite at 8 o'clock. I started at 8:15. So it looks like 24 and a half minutes, actually. We're doing well. We're doing well. All right, one of the things I want to do is sketch in the walls on either end, so we'll try that next, and we'll see like what kind of a area that's going to make. So I don't know if I want to use this column or the space after it, because interior-wise, I do like the look of that. Let's see what's on the outside. Okay, that's the very edge of the ellipse. Right there. So I'm going to go with this for right now. It's just dirt. We're just sketching with dirt, people. It's going to be fine. Let's sketch it in solid first, and then we'll have a look. Can I reach that up there? Let's go up one more level. Yeah, I should be able to select that, right? Oh, and again, I'm just sketching this in for the moment to see what kind of space it's going to create. Because I have a hunch that this is going to wind up being pretty cool. Now again, this won't be a blank wall. It'll have features and openings in it and stuff like that. In fact, just for now, let's do something like that. Just to kind of remind ourselves that it's going to be tied in with this and stuff, so. Yeah, I think if we make some really cool looking wall features on that, so it's not just one big old blank wall. But I think depth-wise, that's a really cool idea. I do like it. Okay. Let's take a look at the interior. Now, see, this is what I was hoping, right? That it would get a little bit more of an enclosed look, but still look really big and lofty, right? So if we now do the same on this side, Looks like we have some moderation to be done. Okay, cool. Oh, this side is a little weird looking. Hold on. Okay, good. Good. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm liking the space that this is making. Let me do this. Bye-bye. See ya. Yeah, you know, I'm liking this. And again, I like the idea of having this landing out here. That's really cool. This I might bring up level to the rest of the floor. We'll have to add some water to that. We'll have some features like this, right? And we need to integrate this into this somehow. What I was thinking was to extend this out over to meet that. Like that. And you know, who knows, maybe I can use that angular kind of thing that I was thinking of before. Maybe I can do that. All right, how many blocks are we talking here? Looks like we're talking about 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not quite. But this would come out to here. So what I'm thinking is something like this, where this Here's what I was thinking earlier. having that kind of a slope on there, right? Then we'll hit it from both sides. Hawk. Maybe like that and that. Hey, Ba, I'm back working on a lab. That's my son right there. What you building there, son? So yeah, maybe something like that. I mean, if I go one block in like that, I'm thinking that's going to be pretty cool. Let's do the sleeping thing. Then we'll hop astride Gaston and we'll have a, we will survey the situation. Basically, we're on finite state machines now, but this lab we have to use multiple implement. Oh, we have to use multiples to implement a little game. Pretty confusing. Oh no, son. So, son, I'll look at your Boolean algebra question and see if I can crack that nut for you. I should be able to pull that back pretty quick. I was actually pretty good with that. Even though I didn't get to teach too much of that stuff, I got to teach some related things to that, so it shouldn't take me too much to review that. Yeah, see, I was thinking that this would be kind of cool. Right? Having that angled ledge there. I was just hoping it wouldn't be too much, but I don't know. I think it's going to be all right. See, I'm reluctant to do that on this side, though. I think it overhanging the street and stuff is a little too much. If when I first started building this whole island, I didn't really lay out everything on it first. Because that was so long ago. That was like 5 years ago. These are a little close together, especially the Chamber of Commerce. And I was thinking, oh, I better move it like, 3-5 blocks back from the street and give myself plenty of room. Yeah, that should be like 20 blocks back from the street. This should be like way over here. But I didn't expect this, the hotel to be as this size and that to be in relation to that and stuff. Yeah, I do like this though. I think I'm going to go with this. All right, and do I have enough dirt to sketch it on the other side? The answer to that is no, I don't. So Biggity, I'm looking forward to seeing that game that game assignment that you're working on. Multi-state machines, huh? I think that's what you're talking about. To implement a little game. Pretty confusing. All right, I'm thinking right here. How did I do this on the other side? Arc! Baba! Okay, that's one block back, and that's one block over. Did I build the two sides asymmetrically? I think I did. I think that's like that. And I think I did. Oh, wait. I know what I did. I did that. Like this. And then like this. You know, when I was mulling this over in my head, I thought that this would look kind of cool. Even though I couldn't see it clearly in my mind's eye, I was thinking this might look pretty cool. But I was reluctant to add too much to the roof because, again, I don't want it to look top heavy, right? Good. Fuck. Good. Uh-oh. What up here? This looks like it's a little bit off on this side. Oh yeah. I think it beeth. No, something's wrong. Oh, it's right there. That's wrong. Okay, so I was correct on this side. I need to fix that side. That's off by one block. Okay, not a problem. We know how to deal with that. That means that comes out to there, and that means this has to come out one more block. And then that looks good. Okay. I didn't make it. Yeah, that's looking better. Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad. Yeah, it's easier to explain on call, so I'll tell you once I'm done. Cool. Also, in my other class, we built a mini car today and programmed it to go in circles using an Arduino. Oh, nice. Our final project is to build a car, and we'll race it with the rest of the class. Whoever wins gets extra credit. So, mock-up element trailer. You're catching up, son. You're catching up. Yeah, I like that a lot. You know, I'm getting the impression that it's not top heavy. The angled extensions out there kind of gives this its landing bay kind of look to it, which I like. All in all, smashing success, I would say. Again, I'm not 100% sure what to, it's so dangerous, what to do with this kind of feature here on either end as far as how to build it into this. I'm very reluctant to have something like extending upward or something. What I'm thinking of is trapdoors. Not entirely certain, but I'm thinking something like that. Because the idea is to, in here, we would breed the villagers, and then we would bring them into one of these columns, and then bring them down to the levels at which they are needed. So this might be, for the most part, just a transport tube, just for them. Yeah. I'm thinking that's the way to go. Oh, good. We get to sleep off the night. Let's do that. So, it took you to get to year 3 before you finally started to be able to actually build stuff in your electrical engineer class program. By the way, number one son here, Biggity, is in his 3rd year of his electrical engineering degree at his university. That is one of the hardest degrees that a student can pursue. And Biggity's already in year 3. A little bit of pride showing there. Yeah, it's getting fun now. Yeah, that's so cool. Whenever I'm on call with Biggity, I keep telling him, you know, how envious I am. And I wish I could be doing that stuff with him because that's so cool. Okay. I think it is time to wrap up the stream. Do we have a nice, beautiful, sunny morning here? I think we do. I think I'm going to pose for another shot, like right here. Because we have Gaston in the background there too. So there is that. Let me see. I want to go to my left. There we go. That's good. Maybe something like that. That'd be a good one. Gotta pause and see if I can get Gaston to turn around so he can face us. There he is. If but for a brief moment. That's going to be really hard to capture that thumbnail. I'm going to have to slow down the VOD so I can get it. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for tonight. It's getting late, people. Poor Kachi's probably trying to sleep in the next room. Let's see. I'm definitely going to forego the raid out tonight. It's late here. Let's do this. And we can log off. So nice to be back in Minecraft. Now that Microsoft, Mojang, and everybody's got their emergencies taken care of. Okay, everyone, that will do it for today's stream. Thank you so much for joining us on this evening. That was so much fun to have all of you in the chat and stuff, keeping me company here in the evening while I place dirt blocks for 2 hours. You're real troopers. Anyways, just remember that we do this Generation stream every Wednesday, usually regularly scheduled for noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be Buffooncraft SMP Season 6. All kinds of cool stuff happening in Buffooncraft right now, along with the Halloween Lucky Block Redeem, a new Buffoon in Dora Explora, and new lore event stuff happening too. So tune in on Friday. That's going to be a really, really cool stream. And the stream after that will be Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be Kachi time, and we'll see what Kachi wants to do on Sunday. But for now, enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone, your morning, your afternoon, wherever you happen to be, and join us again next time. Bye for now, everyone.